Well, hey, Aletheia Church. Hope that you guys are doing well. Just going to spend a few minutes recapping my sermon from Psalm 8, where I had entitled the sermon, How Majestic is Your Name. And what I'd said as we kind of introduced that psalm was that David was doing a great job of introducing to us or reintroducing to us this idea of just seeking being in awe of God, who He is, and what He's done. And so we said that David kind of outlines for us three ways in which we can kind of work to be practicing or restoring this awe of God if maybe we've lost it or just need to kind of keep fanning that flame in our own hearts. And so the first thing we saw was that we were called just to reflect on the power of God Himself. And you guys will spend some time talking about the ways that we see that and maybe the ways that you've seen God do that personally and just kind of globally. And then the second thing we said is that David not only reflects on the power of God, but then he calls on us to remember or be reminded of the fact that God cares for us. And I spent some time in my sermon really unpacking this idea that's really rare, both for the gods that were in that region, but really just out of anyone that we would consider to be in power or authority. And that's something that we tend to really kind of struggle with grasping. That someone who is all powerful or does have authority might care about the plight of the lowly. And that's a consistent theme that we see throughout Scripture that is true about God and that really matters. And so hopefully you guys will unpack that some more and talk about the reality of that. And the last thing that we saw is that we take those two truths, the fact that God is powerful and the fact that God cares, and that we respond by worship. We respond by both proclaiming and singing and praying and announcing the beauty and the glory of God. But we also are called, as David reminds us in this psalm, to have dominion over the earth. And that means that the way we live our lives is an act of worship, that all that we say and do has implications for how we worship and display the awe of God to others. And so I hope that you guys will actually focus in on that maybe the most during your time together, talking through maybe the practical implications of what that can look like for you personally or for others. So I hope you guys have a great time in discussion. I hope that you enjoy your time in gospel community. Have a wonderful week. We love you guys. Go and be the church.